Hi, hope everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy Podcast, episode 151, the drama episode. Because if you thought we had drama with like chess, drama on drama today, let me tell you, drama with Twitch, so an update to the chess drama. We got a little Smash Brothers Ultimate Tournament, NVIDIA. Wait, we didn't even talk about. Oh, there was more drama. We didn't even talk about this. The GTA 6 leaks.
Oh,
I totally missed that.
Let's fit it in real quick. Let's fit it in right now.
Wild.
Stop hacking devs. They don't deserve it.
And also, like, people who are like, this game looks like shit. Like,
Yeah, it's a 2-year-old build, y'all.
build,
No shit. Do you think game dev just magically happens? Do you think it's like, oh, the textures are finished, the areas are finished, it's 2 years away? Yeah, it's just. Anyways, yeah, that's the basic GTA drama. You guys don't know how game dev works, so stop talking about it.
My favorite thing was I saw it was like a meme, and the guy saw a house. He's like, this is cool. And then it shows like, well, this is what the house looks like when it's being made. And it's just like the wooden frame. Like, what is this, dude? Oh my god, this sucks so much. It's like,
yeah.
Really? Yeah, so quit whining about how it looks. Secondly, screw the guy that worked and ruined so much hard work. And
did they find out who did that, or like?
I know, but the FBI's on it, so
well, it wasn't even like who did it. It was more like he literally just fooled everyone into believing he was the IT guy, and got into their Slack. It was social hacking. It wasn't even real.
Yeah.
It was
so
like
it's like when like a woman will call and be like claiming to be your mother or something like that.
Yeah.
And be like,
it was some insane social hacking, which is honestly more impressive
the
than
hacking, by the way.
Yeah, which is more impressive than just like getting through the computers and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, GTA 6, pretty crazy.
It's like the biggest leak of all time, though, especially leaking the sequel to the best-selling video game of all time. Kind of wild. Yeah. So screw that guy. The Star Wars show coming out, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, initial thoughts,
which is on fire.
Yeah. As well as Q&A.
YouTube.
Yeah. Oh well.
The Dream Team considering YouTube
and much
streaming.
Yeah. And much more in today's episode. So stay tuned. And before we get into that, we have a review.
Yes, I have a review here that I totally am pulling up right now, and then I did not forget about.
I can always trust you, Rob.
Yeah, that's what I do. Give me a second here. I had it, and then I lost it. Sorry. Give me a second here. Oh, that's nope. That's just starting the episode. But hey, you can listen.
Rob just pulls up his Pornhub playlist.
Here we go.
So my personal favorite from the selection.
Okay, here we go. Got a review here from McSwaggy Daddy _ Grandmaster. 5 stars. Says, how do you do it? Says, hey guys, I would first love for y'all to know I've been here since the first Dream Team videos went live, and y'all have been with me for the past 6 years while I've been in the military too. Love you guys. If this guy thinks this is Q&A or how to get on the Q&A. It says, my question is did you guys ask your wife or fiance for their blessing when you all got married? Yes, I asked.
Thank you for the review. / question.
I respect that, man.
Thank you for your service, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. More importantly, thank you for the service part, but thank you for the laugh.
My question
that actually kind of made me cry.
I wouldn't be surprised if Apple like looks at that and think we're doctoring reviews now. Like if you guys review, leave question.
That's funny.
But thank you guys for watching. Let's get into today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy Podcast, episode 151. And
5 episodes away from 3 years, by the way.
Wow. We're close to 3 years. Yeah, pretty much. And well, actually, for the first time ever, I thought I finally got bit by the COVID bug. But 2 home tests so far and all negative. But I don't have an explanation as to why I feel the way I'm currently feeling. So
you like sick? Like
yes and no. Which is why like I didn't even think it was COVID for the longest time. But it's almost like it feels like a multitude of like side effects from like a medicine, but I haven't. It's the same meds I've been on forever.
Interesting.
It's like more lethargic, which I'm already lethargic, so probably
Check that
just
box.
sleeping all the time. Like physically weak sometimes. Which is like the kind of weak you kind of feel when you're sick. But it's
Mhm.
not like full blown, but it's there. Really dizzy almost all the time. Lightheaded. Waves of nausea occasionally. Like a mental haze, fog sometimes. I've been colder than usual. Like, you guys know me. I run hot.
Yeah.
But for the past like week and a half, I've just been cold. Nothing's changed.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm just
It's
cold.
not like you.
I know. That's when I was like, all right, something's up.
Do you have the AC off above you right now?
I do. I haven't even been using my
That's-
AC. Like,
That's weird.
I'll be cold and I'll leave my room and come back, and I know my room is hot as balls, and I'm still cold. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I
like
messaged
that.
my doc. I'm like, what? Should I do something? Like, what could this be?
He's like, yeah, come in for a test so we can charge you $2,000.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I love that.
I'll just do another at home. Thank you. So yeah, that's irrelevant though. Because there's lots of relevant things happening in today's episode. Lots of drama, not just across the board. We got Twitch drama.
We started a Rob's Drama Corner, and everybody just wanted to be featured on it. Apparently.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but okay, well, let's make the headlines then. We got Twitch drama, which within that is umbrella that like 20 different things. Update to the chess drama. GTA 6 leak drama. Some Overwatch 2 drama, of course, and other things.
Dream Team drama.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But lots of drama. So maybe before we get on to the drama, we'll touch on the not drama stuff, so we don't immediately hit you with all that sauce balls. We can start with well, I'll just mention because I'll forget it. For those listening who have always enjoyed it and have been asking, I have started a new Nuzlocke over on More Mr. Fruit. Started
Fun.
as the time we're recording this earlier in the week, which is crazy because by the time you hear this, like Twitch drama, Lord only knows where it's at in 3-4 days. But started this week. If you want to check that out.
What Pokemon are you doing?
It's my first ever fan made Pokemon game.
Oh,
So it's not like an actual one. It's called Pokemon Xenoverse.
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty sick so far. I'm not gonna lie. So this week as well, we haven't been able to see it yet because again we're recording it right before it premieres. Star Wars Andor.
Does that come out tonight? Wednesday tonight? Like
Yeah, which
Okay.
it kind of feel like. I feel like there wasn't much marketing leading up to it until about like a week ago, because I didn't realize like, oh yeah, it's like now. And the good news is it's getting reviewed really well.
The last time I heard anything about it was at like D23, however long ago that was, and then like radio silence until about now.
D23
Which is
wasn't that
fine.
long ago, but yeah, apparently well received. There, like I guess all the press got the first 4 episodes well received, and apparently a little more mature themed. And they say it plays well.
I
So
like that.
Sounds like Rogue One.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what they're kind of going for, right?
I did see that Rogue Squadron though did get canceled or not, like taken off the calendar or whatever, the release calendar that they were doing. So that was kind of sad. I thought that would have been kind of cool.
What, the TV show?
I don't know if it was a TV show or a movie, but there was a Rogue Squadron.
I mean, that's an EA game they came out with like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so there was supposed to be like a whole thing dedicated to it, but it got like canceled. Like Star Wars Rogue Squadron has officially been removed from the schedule of the upcoming Disney releases, which basically means it's heading to the Watto's scrapyard. It was scheduled scheduled for December 2023, but was taken off the studio's production schedule back in 2021.
That's unfortunate.
And it's a movie. This is a
okay.
movie. Yeah.
But
Savage.
if that means they're consolidating and instead focusing on less but higher quality, fair. I mean, that's
And
what I
man,
would like.
I wish Disney would focus more on quality than quantity.
Right now, it's all about that quality, baby. Um,
Yeah. Dancing with the Stars is like on Disney Plus now. It's like a live thing. Like it's like the first live
oh
show
really?
on a streaming platform. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm normally a big Dancing with the Stars guy, but I don't know.
we're just like give it like 2-3 years and like these platforms will be cable. They're just gonna still call them streaming services, but it's like you'll be paying
Can
and
I
getting the exact same thing as
can I go
cable.
on a rant about something real quick?
Go for it.
Whatever happened to just buying something? I realized this with my ring. Whatever happened to just buying something and being able to use it? I feel like so many things nowadays have like a subscription tag with it. Like, oh, you bought a Ring doorbell? Okay, well, you can't use it unless you buy this $3 subscription fee that'll allow you to use all the things that you bought it for. I just don't get it. Like, I feel like everything has a subscription fee, and I came to this realization like yesterday. It just really pissed me off
Well,
that like you can buy so many things, but then like I buy a product. I bought this. Wow, this is mine now. And then I install product. Wow, I installed it. Good job, Rob. And then I use product, and then it's like, well, if you actually want to use everything that you intended on using, you need to pay us an extra $4 a month. It's like, fuck you. I hate it.
well, I think because everything is live now, and everything is like you are constantly getting things updated. You're constantly getting new things with it. Now they feel like they can charge for it, so I get it. But at the same time, I can make it real simple for you, bud. Corporate greed.
We'll get into that later too.
It do usually boil down to that.
So we can
So
make $2 billion, or we can make $7 billion.
make it 8. You got yourself a deal. So yeah, Star Wars coming up. Other quick things. NVIDIA did their showcase recently. The beginning, it was smart of them. They began with the gaming stuff because then they went on to do a whole bunch of other technological things, and gamers definitely would not have waited through it. They're the most impatient. Just show them the graphics things and tell them to go away.
Is it like the things where it's like, and if you change this shader, the light will, and it's like, okay, like 2% of the people who actually game like use this kind of stuff. So
No, it
like,
was like not. It was more things like some Omniverse thing they're working on for companies and warehouses, and then a lot of AI stuff they're working on for self-driving cars and mapping things and whole bunch of literally just all the technology that has nothing to do with gaming. And I was watching and they're saying big words, and I'm like, yep. I don't know what's going on. But the gaming stuff, what they showed was pretty cool. There was this cool thing. I remember what's like RTX Remix. Maybe that's what it's called or something. But it's an AI that like replaces and upscales textures of old games. And so they showed like Morrowind, and it actually looks really good. And apparently, it was an AI that did it all. Apparently, and I was like, okay,
that just like
kind of
kind of
blow my mind.
you hey AI, go in there and change it. Okay, like, and it just.
I guess so. The new graphics cards are obviously way more powerful. And they're still working on RTX. Like the new cards, I think, are 3 or 4 times faster and better at processing actual RTX. Which is like, I want to jump back into Cyberpunk, but I think I'm gonna wait until I can whenever get a new card. Because that was it. I still have the Titan, which was like one of the first to get RTX.
That was what,
it ain't great at it.
5-6 years ago.
It was a while ago. Yeah, starting to realize. Yeah, I need some new things, but some pretty cool stuff. Cards are pretty expensive though.
That's what I didn't understand. Like, there's no Bitcoin thing anymore. There's not really like a chip thing anymore, I believe. So
Yeah,
to still
crypto
kind of
crash, baby. Let's go.
yeah, so to still kind of charge these prices for a brand new card when you could probably buy a used 3080 or 3070 for probably half the price.
Well, not even. I can get a new 30. I got my new 3080 for almost half the price. Like,
That's insane.
pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, yeah, it just doesn't make sense because, like, there was the crash, and then, like, Founder Edition cards for like the last series or whatever were like 800 or 900, and now they're like 1900. So I don't know if it's greedy, and they're like, "Hey, it looks like people will pay for this," so I don't know if
I was
that's
an
what's
idiot,
going
dude.
on.
I bought a Founders Edition 2080. What am I thinking? I actually bought one of those in 2018. I looked up the receipt yesterday, and that shit hurt. But it still works fine. So I don't think I need anything new yet, but I'm getting to that point, I think.
I don't think you do. But it's cool to see, you know, all the technology that is advancing, and like a lot of this stuff that isn't quite so obvious, but people are still working hard and making it work better. Because like RTX is one of those things too, where like even still now I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever, RTX. But soon enough, we'll probably get to a point where like RTX is just always something that's
turn it
able to be
on,
utilized,
like.
and yeah. So that'll be sick. This one's more for Blue and I, and maybe some of the viewers out there. Smash Ultimate Summit just happened. And it
always
was
miss these
sick.
things. I always miss these things. I was doing a merchathon though, so
You were. And then doing live face cam reaction to football while the summit was
yeah,
going
I
on,
literally
so.
just sat there and watched football for about 9.5 hours.
How you do it. But the Smash Ultimate Summit ended up happening, and it was hype. Some of like the best sets of Ultimate all happened at
Oh my
that.
goodness, yeah, dude.
tournament.
Light Spargo, or not Light Spargo, Light Proto Bantam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
That was
Woo!
fire. The Leo tweak set, as always,
Ooh!
delivered.
Always hype.
Spicy. Which that was the crazy thing. Leo got out at what, 7th? No, 9th, I think. I don't even think he top 8
Jeez.
technically.
Really? Was he
Yeah.
Joker?
No, he hasn't gone Joker. And he
Never
tweeted
Joker.
like, "Shame on me for thinking Aegis is the blah blah blah. I need to like quit this character crisis." I don't know if that means he's gonna go
play
back
Joker,
to Byleth
bro.
or Joker. I
Well-
don't know what he's doing, but
I think. I mean, Leo's like entering his Daigo era where he's just playing for fun, but now it's like you're getting into the late game of Ultimate. Like fun's gonna be harder and harder. So
people come better and more optimal.
yeah.
Which the summit showed.
Oh man, I never thought over this pandemic Leo would go from clearly top 1, even while playing silly fun characters, to 7th. Like,
But
man,
it is cool though, because it goes to show you that it is getting more competitive. And that like he can't just kind of, you know, like mess around and still be the best. And yeah,
like
all around us.
that's good for like the what's the word I'm looking for? The growth, I think. Like if Leo was just memeing and picking characters and winning, I think that'd be bad.
We did have
Not necessarily bad, but not good.
a Cola finally come over from Japan with a Steve.
Oh no.
Still not that exciting to watch.
Did he win?
No. He light saved Ultimate this tournament.
let's go.
And knocked
Next
him
light.
out. Yeah. Cause like Tweak upset Leo to knock him out in the 9th. And then was in losers, went to fight Acola. I think they went to game 5. Or like he tried, but you know, Steve gonna do what Steve does. And the whole tournament, yeah, just banger games.
Bangers.
Turned like everything upside down. So sick. Even if like you know the results and stuff, if you just go back and watch some of the sets you didn't watch, they all delivered. So again, we eaten the Smash fans this weekend. It's good. Aside from that, Modern Warfare 2 beta came out as well as the multiplayer reveal. Multiplayer in Warzone 2.0 looks pretty sweet.
I got my code, dude, but I'm sad I don't get to play.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll be out of town.
The PC beta is this week, and I played on PlayStation. And surprisingly, the keyboard mouse worked pretty well. So played some. Initial reactions. It plays slower than Modern Warfare 2019 a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what they did. Maybe I got to play it on PC, but I was still using mouse and keyboard. But I swear they cranked the recoil knob up, drastically.
Like CS kind of shit. Like
it. That's like, I think I made a joke somewhere. Like, am I gonna have to figure out spray patterns? Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Today's episode is brought to you by True Classic. Guys, let's talk about t-shirts. Finding that perfect fitting shirt can be terrible. I swear the thing is either too tight, has a case of bacon neck, or is just a big and boxy. Luckily, True Classic wants to make every man look and feel good. Tighter fit in the chest and sleeves to make your arms pop, and room in the torso to keep things cozy. Plus, all of their styles have been super soft and pocket friendly. So guys, no excuses. Get rid of those ratty t-shirts I know you have been hanging on to for years and get ready to upgrade. We have an exclusive deal for our listeners. We want to hook you guys up with some True Classic. For a limited time only, get 25% off with the code GG at trueclassic.com. I've been there especially. As someone who can't really find something that fits me, it's either way too big or it's way too tight. There's nothing that's a good medium until True Classic came into my life. True Classic is more than a t-shirt company. They have been the men's wear staples for all you can need. They've got polos, workout shirts with the same kind of fitting, to boxer briefs designed to keep the boys feeling nice and comfortable. They make it super easy to build out your wardrobe, and you'll get top-notch quality with a great value. These True Classic shirts are so soft, you guys gotta try it now. So get comfortable, get going, and upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the code GG. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. 100% risk-free guaranteed with a 30-day return policy. True Classic, when you look good, you feel good.
Part of it too was I didn't have unlocks though. Like, I'm sure if I use Gunsmith and probably spec everything and the like stability, it won't be that bad. But a lot of people are complaining about audio issues, because we got Stompy McGee's footsteps. There's no way. Yeah, their footsteps are super loud. And
there's no like Ninja Pro.
Dead Silence is,
or that's it.
Dead Silence, I think they took it out of field upgrades. I'm trying to remember. It's in the game somewhere, but it's still not easy or really ever viable to use. So people are upset about that. I will say they have certainly fine-tuned the skill-based matchmaking. Because I hopped on for one game. I was like, okay, let me see if mouse and keyboard work, so if I can like actually make a video on this.
Pop it off.
Yeah, I went like 28-3 or something. I'm like,
oh, there's your first mistake.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, sweet. All right, we're vibing. Click record. And then if you watch the video, you'll know how the rest went. Spoilers.
Not very good.
Just go to I tweeted out a more edited video of the last match of that video. I loaded in on this map. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's like a little Havana place.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I like Havana.
It's like somehow spawns worse than Shipment. And the map's not Shipment size.
And I was gonna say Shipment is like literally
just a little square. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like literally like you can go watch the Twitter video or whatever. Like every other death was like literally spawn. My gun gets readied. I'm gunned down. I was like, bruh. So Call of Duty spawns be doing Call of Duty.
I felt
spawns.
like Vanguard had that issue too. Like I played Vanguard. I felt like run, shoot, die. Run, die. Like,
well, this one isn't run, die. This one's spawn, die. But it was just that map. The other ones weren't as egregious. It was okay. It was just like
maybe it's a map thing then.
But I was like, nobody tested this? Or like when you're like, hey, for the beta, this is one of the maps we should use. It's bizarre. And I have no hopes they'll fix the spawns. Call of Duty spawns just kind of like that. But all that aside, it's still handled well.
Was Warzone beta or no? No Warzone
Mm-mm.
beta. Like that's separate. Okay.
I'm excited for the progression of gunsmith and stuff because it should be easier. I don't know if the beta was. I'm assuming they cranked up progression on beta. There's no shot they didn't, because like the one gun I was using, the M4, goes to like a max of level 22, and after 2 games it was like level 18. To
Oh,
put in
I'm sure.
perspective,
Yeah.
in Modern Warfare 2019, to go from level 1 to 2 out of 64 was a couple games practically. So if they keep that, I ain't gonna complain, but I don't think they will. That was nice though.
One of the Warzone changes I really liked though is that they're taking out like classes. Like you can't just bring in like a loadout basically. Because I felt like
Oh,
with
drop
Warzone,
in with if you
yeah, I felt
buy,
like
yeah, yeah,
I felt like in Warzone you just try and get to 10K as fast as you can,
or
and then just
20K,
buy.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and it totally took away from like the looting system that makes a BR fun and be like, oh my god, I found like a good gun. Well, I found a good gun, but it's not as good as my loadout type gun. You know what I mean? And then
Well,
like I'm sure there's a meta, then everybody's using the same meta in like the Warzone thing.
I didn't actually see that stuff. Like, so what were they saying about that? I didn't know that. Like,
Basically that they just took out like loadouts. So like you can't like drop in a loadout with like 10K anymore because they want it to be like more of like a actual BR type of feel because they felt like the games were getting to the point where it was just like cornered into like these are the weapons you use and these are what everybody uses. So like when you kill somebody, you find like the exact kind of same class and guns and perks and all that kind of stuff that you're using. So I saw that they just took out away loadouts, and that was like one thing that
that's
I
fine.
really wanted to see from Warzone.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like I felt like it just get to 10K as fast as you can in any kind of way possible. Find money, don't even pick up the guns or anything like that. And then you don't get to use the kill streaks or anything because I think the loadout was one of the most expensive things to buy. So,
Well, that's cool. I'm excited
yeah.
to play it when it does come out. And again, I'll see more too when I'm on PC. But overall, like immediately the gunplay and gameplay did feel better for me though, since Vanguard and Cold whatever it was.
Vanguard?
No, I said Vanguard. So I think it was Cold War, right? I think it went Cold
Before
War then
Vanguard?
Vanguard technically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, whatever the last two were. So I'm excited. Hopefully the master camo is good enough too that I'll grind for it.
So just about to ask, have they shown that at all or no?
Mm-mm. So we'll see. Aside from that, I think we're pretty much good just to go to drama.
Drama, props, drama corner.
Man, where do I start?
Yeah,
There's a lot. There's a lot this week.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with the thing that like apexed it. Okay, so there's a thing called like shit camp that all like the big streamers and content creators go to. Basically like XQC, Soda, kind of all those guys. Except this time, XQC said he was gonna go, and then before like a week before like the actual thing, maybe even like way before that, he was like, "Oh, I'm not going." Like, and basically kind of made people really angry and kind of pissed like creators off that like XQC is not going to be here and stuff because he's obviously like one of the biggest streamers like in the world. So, so that started a bunch of drama, and then at the event, there's this streamer named E-Rob, I guess, that politely said he was gonna like beat one of his fans' asses, like, but like playfully joking, like, yeah, but like playfully like banter type of thing. Twitch bans him for 7 days, for like saying that. And then he said something else after that, and then got banned for 30 days. And then that somehow accumulated to like streamers kind of bad talking each other. I don't really necessarily know how that like kind of started, this whole thing. So this is where it gets spicy. So that was like big drama for like 4 hours. Oh, and then XQC and his girlfriend broke up like live on stream, basically. Like that's bad, bro. Like you're like they're so young, but like they're gonna regret that when they're older and shit, and just be like that. I think that's something that should be handled privately. Like I get your content creators first, but you should also understand that some things should stay private. That was just really sad to me. Like, no, but I don't like seeing people break up and stuff like that. Like, that shit is like sad as fuck. So to see that put like on a public forum and stuff like that was really weird.
It's
So
really
that
weird.
happened.
That was a thing.
And then like 3 hours later, it comes out that there's this Twitch streamer named Slicker. Did I talk about this a little bit last week? I think
Mm-mm.
maybe. Okay, so Slicker is this CS:GO type streamer. Used to be like a CS:GO primarily, but got big into the group with like Mizkif and like the OTK people. He got like big into those guys and was like flown out regularly for like fun events and like all that kind of stuff. So Slicker started emailing and like Discord messaging not only streamers that he knows or like met through these sort of things and saying he needs money, but he was also
Fans.
messaging his viewers. Yeah, he was messaging his viewers for money, basically saying that like, oh, like my Twitch account has been banned, or like my bank has been like frozen, and it's like this whole tax thing, and I just can't really be doing this. And so people would send him all the way from like $100 all the way up to $150,000, or I think it's 100,000, one of the two. And he scammed almost about like I don't know how many people, but enough people to get it to around about $300,000 total that he scammed from people. So and he basically blamed it on that he started playing CS:GO and he got into these like weird case sites. So I don't know if you guys know this about CS:GO, but a long time ago in CS:GO, you could like bet your skins on like CS matches, and you could bet your skins on like roulette tables on the internet, and stuff like that. Like until Valve like put an end to that. Like Valve was like, we're not doing this anymore. Like these aren't Valve like regulated sites. Like so like these like websites are banned from having like Steam Authenticator or something like that to basically like you to like deposit skins into them and stuff. You can still do that in EU though, or something like that with like CS. I'm not gonna say the websites names, of course, but like
Well, I think
basically,
that's the problem too with those sites is it's because like Valve, for instance, if they allow that, it has to abide by all countries.
yeah,
Otherwise, they have to specify, and so it's a headache for them. And then there's like, no.
yeah. Well, and then like Valve is getting messages like, "Hey, I put like my skins into this website and I didn't get
Yeah.
anything back." And Valve's like, "Well, you're a fucking idiot." Like basically.
Well, it's like the people sending me messages from YouTube, like, "Did I really win?" And it's like a fake me, like, bruh.
Like come like think for like critically think for like, and like that's what Sydney was. We kind of talked about this about. She's like, I'm really worried about like when we're older, we're gonna get hacked and phished and stuff like that. And I was like, honey, I don't think like our generation like understands like what phishing is, like what sus links look like. And I was like, we grew up like we lived in a place like where we didn't have internet and then we did have it. Like we had
Yeah.
it both.
Well,
So
it's
it's like
different because like we literally like our parents grew up with none of this, whereas we grew up in it.
yeah.
So it's not the same.
And I've been seeing scams since I was like 7 or 8, and I was like, "You're an
Eh,
idiot. You really
eh.
think I'm gonna click on that shit?" Like, so, and then my dad goes like, "Wait, I won from Mr. Fruit's giveaway? like, let me see." So that's a little side thing. So Slicker scams around $300,000 from people and blames it on these websites where you can open up like pseudo CS:GO cases that cost, let's say, like $300, and you could open up something all the way from like the M4 Howl, which is worth $5,000, or you can open up a $40 skin. So it's like you open up this $200 case and you could open up this thing that's worth $5,000, or you open up something that's worth $20. It's just like a pseudo case type of thing. So he blames his gambling addiction on CS:GO and all these kind of stuffs, and then like sports betting and all that kind of stuff. In the meanwhile, he's going on like platforms like Mizkif, like Hassan and all that, and like Pokey, I think, was talking to him too. And like this dude had like no regret at all. He was like giggling like while he was talking about it. Like it was just weird, dude. Like I don't know why people first of all gave him a platform to even talk about this stuff. Two, I can't believe he's not even banned on Twitch yet. Like it's just so it's crazy. So this started a whole this like umbrellas into the next drama. Because this was the drama for 4 hours until this.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
So let me see if I can find it exactly. So this gets like Ms. Kiff, Pokey, and Hassan to all be like, hey, like let's stop gambling. Like, and like for me, like it's such a weird like double-edged sword. Like, sure, like I don't think slots and all that stuff should be like on stream and stuff like that. But then you go on Reddit, and all I see on Reddit, I don't know if you guys see these ads on Reddit, but all it is just different slot machines on the Reddit ads as I go through them. Like that's what the ads I get on Reddit are just like Buffalo, 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 like type of games. So it's like you can see it on Twitch, sure, but then you're gonna go on ESPN and you're gonna see it during football for sports betting. Like you're gonna see it for all kinds of stuff. So like I don't know if that helps fixing it, but I also get that like we shouldn't be showing slots on stream. Like
I think the less well, especially Twitch has a much younger audience because it's such a wide net. So I think the less we see of gambling, the better. TBH lad.
Like what would you guys guess is like XQC's average age in his stream? What would you say?
Oh, easily, homie's easily got like
Say 12, 13.
the floor is probably like 15 years old for sure.
Really? You think like
You got some
15 at most, like 13 at the youngest, maybe?
100%, 100%.
So, so Twitch comes out, or like the big streamers come out and say like, hey, like this is something we're gonna like look at. We're not gonna do ads for the whole like holiday season to kind of show like we're standing up to Twitch. Even though while people were getting hate rated and stuff, they said them doing that would show absolutely nothing. But now because it's gambling, it's such there's weird. So Ms. Kiff starts tweeting like I'm trying to find Train's tweet. He tweets basically like, hey, we need to like stop gambling and stuff like that. And Trainwrecks, who's arguably like the biggest like slot streamer. So Asmon tweets, how the fuck is Slicker not banned on Twitch? Guy literally uses his platform to defraud dozens of people, streamers and viewers alike, and admits it. Jai Don is still perma-banned while Slicker gets to go live and laughing about an actual crime. It's an absolute disgrace at Twitch. Trainwrecks responds with, because your pals decided it was in their best interest to use the platform, the very person that scammed everyone of his horse racing and tennis bets to somehow twist it and wager them in a war against me. And slots, in parentheses. You could put in slots. He didn't say that, but. And we both know deep down why the insecure little man is doing this. And then a little bit after that, Ms. Kiff responds to Train's tweet, basically saying, like, if that's the case, shouldn't we have perma-banned you for some, like, crypto scam or something like that? The tweet has recently been deleted, and you'll see why. So Trainwrecks responds and basically says, are you going to send Maya and Mitch to Railroad and blackmail me like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults? You fucking scumbag piece of shit. You want to come at me and make shit up? Then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy. And then, so everyone thinks it's like a sexual assault that Ms. Kiff had committed that he was covering up. And then Trainwrecks comes to say, the people involved know the truth for this, but for those farming drama and come to split decisions or split conclusions, let me be even more clear. Ms. Kiff didn't assault the woman. He orchestrated the cover-ups for his friends, exactly how the tweet reads. So Ms. Kiff comes out and deletes that tweet and doesn't say anything for about a day. And everybody's like, what the hell is he talking about? What is he like going on? And it turns out that like one of his friends, like it's not the same Slicker that like scammed people. It's like a different slick or something like that. And apparently, I'm not going to get in the details, but apparently a girl passed out in front of him and he was checking her pulse. And she says like he grabbed her breast. He says he like did it on her neck or arm or something like that. And Ms. Kiff went through like hoops and loops to basically like cover it up. So Ms. Kiff comes out with a twit longer, basically like talking about it all and kind of like almost downplays the sexual assault and almost says like,
I mean, 100% downplays
yeah,
it.
like basically says like it wasn't that bad of like a sexual assault. Like a sexual assault is sexual assault, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? Like whether you think it's extreme or not, like it's assault, bro. That's assault, brother. That's what Billy Madison taught me. All right, that's assault, brother. So takes out this whole tweet longer and is basically now banned or like on leave from OTK, which is like their big like platform and stuff like that. Now it came out yesterday. Twitch is actually doing something about gambling content. Twitch yesterday put out a statement saying gambling content on Twitch has been a big topic of discussion in the community and something we've been actively reviewing since our last policy update in this area. Today, we want to update you on our plans. While we prohibit sharing links or referral codes to all sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games, we've seen some people circumvent those rules and expose our communities to potential harm. So we'll be making a policy update on October 18th to prohibit streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the US or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection. These sites will include stake.com, Rollbit, dualbits.com, and Roobet.com. However, we may identify others as things move forward. We will continue to allow websites that focus on sports betting, fantasy sports, and poker. We'll share specifics on updates to our gambling policy soon, including the full policy language, to make sure everyone is clear on our new rules before they go in effect October 18th. So Twitch bans roulette and stuff, but now this is where Train has the issue. He says the issue with Slicker and all that started with sports betting and all that kind of stuff, and sees it as kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Ironic that Twitch will ban slots and all that stuff, but won't ban sports betting because they just signed like a $5 billion deal with the NFL. I think $15 billion.
Twitch did, or Amazon?
I mean,
well, it's not Twitch specifically. I'm assuming Amazon.
I mean, I think it's Twitch because
Really?
Twitch is showing Thursday night footballs every game this year. Like Thursday night footballs, you can watch on Twitch.
Yeah, but I'm
every
saying if
Thursday.
they partner with Amazon, though, then Amazon could be like, we're putting it on Twitch. I have a feeling it's Amazon, but either way.
Yeah. So Twitch bans gambling. And of course, you have guys like Aiden Ross and Trainwrecks absolutely freaking out and saying this is just like bullshit, that fantasy sports doesn't get anything, but theirs do. It's a whole thing. Trying to think if there's anything I missed before I go on to the next piece of drama. Okay, so yeah, the gambling thing happens. And then before this was like kind of outside drama. Remember that chess drama I talked about last time's stream or podcast? So
it's me. I'm a viewer in the stream.
there was a rematch between Magnus and Hans in a different tournament. And this is like a big tournament, I guess. And this is one of those online tournaments. So they're just kind of playing on webcam. Hans makes his move. He's playing white, so he makes his move first. He moves his pawn. Magnus moves his bishop, and then Hans moves his pawn again, and Magnus just drops out. Just resigns, loses elo, doesn't care, doesn't explain anything, just gets up, leaves, and walks out. And people were like, oh, they are playing. Like, hopefully, like, this puts the drama and all that kind of stuff behind him. No. If anything, Magnus just made it even bigger. And now people are kind of mad and salty at Magnus because it's like, dude, like, quit being like this, like, AKA bitch that, like, says somebody's cheating, but won't come out and, like, say, hey, he's cheating. Like, put your fucking balls on the table and say, hey, this guy's cheating instead of like alluding to things and refusing to have to like play this guy. And instead just like be real and like take a stand type of thing. Cause if anything, you're just making chess look bad. Cause people in chess are like freaking out. Like Hikaru's like, I'm worried about the future of chess, which is like makes me like question like, how is it that big a deal where it's like the future of chess is at risk type of thing. So now there's this huge drama still going on in the chess world. And then this morning we wake up to find Twitch wants to talk about Twitch president Dan Clancy on subscription revenue shares. I saw this and went, oh, great. This is going to be great. Also, they published this article at 3 a.m. PST. Okay. Now, I tweeted this, like, why tweet this at 4 p.m.? Or why tweet this at 4 a.m.? And some guy in the thing goes, you ever heard of time zones? Like, yeah, no shit, dipshit. I understand that there's time zones, but mostly Twitch is a U.S. like company, so you would assume they would tweet when like it's like a normal U.S. hours, not try and fucking hide it in a 4 a.m. published tweet. Like, fuck that. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing. You fucking liquor pussy. All right, sorry. Like, as if I don't fucking understand time zones. Like, as if I'm like, hey, why'd they tweet this at 4 o'clock everywhere? Like, fucking idiot. Suck my cock, dumbass.
Me and Rob is upset. Meanwhile, me and Fruit have had that split the whole time, so we're just like, oh, cool.
So basically,
for us.
well, I don't think anything is like changing for like me either. I don't know. I'm kind of freaking out. So,
nope,
anyways,
you're going to 50-50, buddy. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
So it says,
we've been waiting.
For subscriptions, we use a baseline revenue share of 50-50 on the net sharing of those earnings, which is fucking absurd. Absurd. Like, that is absurd.
Welcome to the club, bud.
Like, so it says, as we reflected on how we've handled those premium deals, we've realized a few problems. First, we had not been transparent about the existence of such good deals. Second, we were not consistent in the qualification criteria, and they generally went to larger streamers. Finally, we don't believe it's right for those on standard contracts to have varied revenue shares based on the size of the streamer. In an ideal world, all streamers would have the same set of terms regardless of the size. However, instituting that policy would have a negative impact on streamers currently on these terms, many of whom were instrumental in helping us build Twitch we know today. These streamers have come to depend on the additional revenue split to help maintain their standard of living, like Rob. For these streamers still on these premium deals, we're adjusting the deal so that they retain their 70-30 revenue split for the first 100K earned through subscription revenue. Revenue above 100K will be split at a standard 50-50. See, and that's where I'll be honest with you guys, I don't fucking come near 100K annually, all right? Like, I don't come near 100K annually. Which means, like, I think you only get you move from 70-30 to 50-50 when you hit 100K annually. So let's use XQC for example. He makes like $410,000.
That's like a day for him.
Yeah, exactly. Or like a month. Let's say $410,000 a month. So when he gets that month check, once he hit over $100,000 of that annual, everything after that is 50-50, right? So if I'm 70-30 and I don't ever come near close to that 100K, I think I'm still on 70-30, no? If I'm reading this right. I think it only affects the people who are 70-30 and make over 100K. I don't make over 100K. So when I hear that, I hear it's almost like I don't know. I don't know how to use what term it is, some business term. But when you hit 100K, that second you hit 100K, you start making the 50-50. So, and that's annually. So annually, that must mean after the first year annually, from January 1st to December 31st, it resets on that January 1st, right? So I should still technically be on 70-30 if I'm not making over 100K. But then here's the other thing. If you're making over 100K, it's like, I hate to say it's not that big a deal going from 50-50 to 200K. If you've already made $100,000.
I mean, you're 100% correct.
So I understand why some people who have this, my thing is, I feel bad for the people like you guys who have 50-50 and didn't start streaming when I started streaming and knew the people that I knew, and they were like, hey, like, we'll hook you up type of shit. Like, and I feel like, and my whole thing, they get into it here later, is like, I get like why the big streamers would be upset by this, but like for like the medium and smaller streamers, I would feel like the biggest issue is still like people still make 70-30 to their 50-50. Like I think like everybody should be at 70-30, and they address that here in a second. So I don't think I go down to 50-50 unless I make over 100K. And if I make over 100K, sure, I don't give a fuck. I'd like take 250 instead of 350 if I've already made 100K. I wouldn't really care. Like, I seriously wouldn't. Like, that's just how I think. Sure, if you make 100K and then you make 100K next month, but instead of 75,000, it's only 50,000, you know, like, I'm going to play the smallest violin for you. I'm going to be real. Like, there's bigger fish to fry and there's bigger worries to have than you, instead of making $75,000 this month, only made 50,000. All right, here's the violin for you. So we're announcing this change now, but it won't go in effect till June 1st, 2023, which doesn't make any sense to me. Why June 1st? Wouldn't you make it January 1st, because it's an annual thing? So now things are starting on June for annual people. I don't get it. After this point, streamers will only be affected once their existing contract is up for renewal. All streamers with these terms will already receive this information more via email, and will be closer to the exact updates of the timeline as June 1st, 2023. For approximately 90% of streamers on standard agreements with premium subscription terms, this change will not affect them. I'm part of that 90%, I believe. For those who are affected, we want to make sure the impact is minimal, not just by giving them ample time before the deal goes in effect, but also offering an alternative way to earn revenue. And here you go. Our recent bump in ad revenue shares to 55% as part of ad incentive programs is a great way for these larger streamers to make up most, if not all, of what that revenue would have been. For those that are interested in additional details, we will have provided a copy of an email that will be sent to some of those streamers explaining the change and how it affects them below. It's the reality of our business that we will, in rare cases, continue to negotiate custom agreements on a case-by-case basis. However, we feel we have been reducing how often we are offering these deals and the total value of these deals. Now, let's get to the big question. Why not 70-30? So it says, when we first established a 50-50 revenue split, it was a signal that we are in this together.
And now we're not.
50-50? Like, in this together? Like, you're fucking Amazon, bro. Like what do you mean? Like, you all do amazing work. You do it to create great content, engage with your audience, and grow communities. On our side of the partnership, it's our responsibility to continuously investment in products and people that make your growth possible. At the time of posting this, more than 22,000 of you had weighed in on user voice asking for all streamers to move to 70-30 and to pay streamers faster. Let's talk about the latter part first. I'm part of the 70-30, and I'm very fortunate to be part of that 70-30. I am not a gatekeeper of 70-30. I even think 70-30 is almost egregious, like, to a certain extent, because it's Amazon type of thing. But like 50-50 is disgusting. Like, the fact like 50-50 is even a thing to people who have bigger audiences than I do, bigger sub counts than I do, but I get 70-30 because I was in Twitch 5 years before you were. Like, it's fucked, you know, like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like a first come, first serve basis, which doesn't make sense in a content creation world. As you've probably heard by now, we're in the middle of rolling out the largest change to payouts in years by cutting the payout threshold in half to 50. Wow. Thank you guys so much for giving smaller creators, instead of having to raise $100, now they just have to raise 50 for you to actually pay them. Wow. Thank you guys so much for doing that. That must have been so hard for you to do, to have to cut that in half, being like, you can get 50 instead of the 100. You're welcome. This is an important middle step that will help streamers put monies into their pocket now. while getting us closer to our goal of same-day payouts and the lower thresholds. Investments like this are paying off for streamers. Products like Prime Subs, community gifting, Hype Train, and the ads incentive programs, to name a few, have driven increases to 27% or more streamer revenue per viewer hour every year over the last 5 years. That means the same viewer hour now earns you 3 times more money than it did 5 years ago on average. Our investments into your monetization options have already continued to put more money into streamers' pockets than 20% more subs revenue share would have. So thank you, viewers. Like that, they're basically saying like, we've made people spend more on you. Like, then like, so why do you think you deserve 70-30 then? Like,
I'm gonna just be totally real right now. YouTube, as soon as YouTube gets a proper live directory, like
you should, dude.
I'm moving over.
You should.
Like, well, but like the reality is, even during the months where I do stream a lot, even the months where I can get upwards of like 1,000 subs in a month, I don't make a livable wage on. I've never made a livable wage on Twitch.
No,
like not a single time.
I mean, you could do quick math. I mean, 1,000 subs times 5 is $5,000. You split that 50 ways, that's 2,500.
Yeah, so I never made a livable for month to month, and I've never actually been over 1,000. I've just gotten near 1,000, right?
And that's why we're thankful for the podcast, the Patreon, you know, and people that want to support us extra on the Patreon and want to watch the podcast and listen to the ad reads and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the majority of, like, I'm able to survive because of the podcast being
me
just
too.
Transparency. Like it's not Twitch, and if I were to move to YouTube where they already offer better margins, like,
and you have a great sub count there, dude. Like, I think you could build a great community there. What worries me about like moving to YouTube is like I've grinded Twitch for like 7 years now to lose all those double sub badges, the founder badges, the, you know, like it, like starting from ground zero on YouTube, dude, scares the absolute piss out of me.
I mean, it's also not a good idea right now unless you're a big person, right? But like as soon as YouTube addresses the discoverability issue, the proper directories, I mean, Twitch doesn't have a whole lot to offer for creators, so Twitch keeps shooting itself in the foot. To be honest, lad, it's like you have one of the biggest companies in the world backing you, and you're going, like, it always seems like you're going backwards and backwards and backwards on like the concept of like keeping streamers in your space to continue streaming from just a couple of years ago. So
this next part is where I get like pissed. So it says Prime subs are often get lost in the conversation when it comes to revenue shares. For Prime subs, we pay streamers the same amount that they'd receive for a regular subscription, even though it's included as an added benefit to their Prime subscription. Combined with other monetization products, Prime sub increases your effective revenue share by approximately 15 to about 65% total. This number varies by streamer size and location, but subscription revenue share is not the full picture of revenue share to streamers. Wow, thank you guys for really hooking us up with Prime subscriptions, which I think only about 10% of people who actually have Prime actually use. So, wow, thank you for that. This is the one that pisses me off, because I'll give like genuine like what I've done, okay? So, lastly, we have to talk about the cost of our service. Delivering high definition, low latency, always available live video to nearly every corner of the world is expensive. Using the published rates from Amazon's Web Services Interactive Video Service, IVS for short, which is essentially Twitch video, live video costs for so for me, which I average around 100 concurrent viewers, about 150, 300, somewhere around there if I'm playing Des. Live video costs for a 100 concurrent streamer who streams 200 hours a month are more than $1,000 per month. So for Twitch to run my stream monthly, 200 hours, okay? 200 hours a month, okay? Would you guys like to guess? This has been easily The most I've ever streamed in a month. By far. Ever. Okay? Would you guys like to guess how much I've streamed this month? And I had a merchathon where I streamed for 58 hours total. In 3 days. Would you guys like to guess how many hours I've streamed this month?
100.
A little bit more.
120.
150.
I've streamed 144 hours. And those fuckers use 200 hours as a basis? As like what? Okay, so here we go. This is where it gets crazy. We don't typically talk about this because frankly, you shouldn't have to think about it. We'd rather you focus on doing what you do best. But to fully answer the question on why not 70-30, ignoring the high cost of delivering the Twitch service would have meant you have an incomplete answer. Okay, so then how come YouTube can offer 70-30 and offer triple the bit rate that you can and also offer going back in a VOD immediately? Now, you may say, hey, YouTube is owned by Google. Okay, fair enough. Let me show you Amazon here, okay? So there's no excuse other than they're just fucking us over. Like there's no other, and not even just us streamers, because it sucks for us streamers, but it ultimately affects you guys, the viewers. You know, like you guys have to watch more ads because now instead of making 70-30, we make 50-50 after 100K. So your favorite streamers now may show more ads and type of things that just affect you. Even like it's just so dumb that they truly think that 70-30 and the bit rate they offer right now is like too much. Like, whoa, like you gotta know how expensive it is to like handle your stream and stuff like that. Okay, so if it does cost $1,000 to run my stream, let me pay that with whatever I have to, and then give me 70-30 type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, because now you're just taking more than what it does cost to run my stream, and now I'm just seeing less. And I can't believe I'm going to fucking TwitchCon after this. Like, what a bunch of dumbasses to tweet this out before TwitchCon. Yeah, let's piss off literally everybody before everybody comes in San Diego and meets us. So, I'll tell you this. Twitch is dead as soon as they get rid of Twitch Prime subs. The second Twitch Prime subs are gone from Twitch.
But they didn't say that, did they?
No, they did not. But I'm just saying, like, the next step, like, if they really want to kill Twitch is, like, what would make me move to YouTube, honestly, would be that. Like starting from ground zero on YouTube is seriously, like, honestly, the scariest thing I could ever think about doing. But, like, they're making it more and more, like, you should do it, with all this bullshit going on. So also, they talk about, like, their ad incentive program that will help recuperate what you would lose from 70-30. All right, I'm going to get a little in detail about my stream. Would you guys like to guess how much money I received this month for running 3 minutes of ads per hour and streaming 49 hours this month? So this would,
you mean 100
by their standards, this would help me recuperate if I lost my 20%.
$200.
Yeah, it was about $320 for 3 minutes of ads on the hour. I fucking hate running ads. But, like, it's like I don't have a choice anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a choice. Like, they're basically forcing your hand to run ads. And it sucks, too. Like,
pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Today's episode is brought to you by True Classic. Guys, let's talk about t-shirts. Finding that perfect fitting shirt can be terrible. I swear the thing is either too tight, has a case of bacon neck, or is just a big, plain, big and boxy. Luckily, True Classic wants to make every man look and feel good. Tighter fit in the chest and sleeves to make your arms pop, and room in the torso to keep things cozy. Plus, all of their styles have been super soft and pocket friendly. So guys, no excuses. Get rid of those ratty t-shirts I know you have been hanging on to for years and get ready to upgrade. We have an exclusive deal for our listeners. We want to hook you guys up with some True Classic. For a limited time only, get 25% off with the code GG at trueclassic.com. I've been there especially. As someone who can't really find something that fits me, it's either way too big or it's way too tight. There's nothing that's a good medium until True Classic came into my life. True Classic is more than a t-shirt company. They have been the men's wear staples for all you can need. They've got polos, workout shirts with the same kind of fitting, to boxer briefs designed to keep the boys feeling nice and comfortable. They make it super easy to build out your wardrobe, and you'll get top-notch quality with a great value. These True Classic shirts are so soft, you guys gotta try it now. So get comfortable, get going, and upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the code GG. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. 100% risk-free guarantee with a 30-day return policy. True Classic, when you look good, you feel good.
I just don't know it. And then I feel bad for the people who are still making 50-50 and now seeing people who do 70-30 complaining about making 100,000 and then after making 100,000 only making 50-50 under that 100,000. It's just the stupidest thing ever, and it frustrates me to unbelievable lengths. But it also makes me super thankful, not only that I have you guys to do like fun things like the podcast and like content and stuff like that I normally don't have to like depend on like Twitch as like my sole income type of thing, because we have the Patreon, podcast, content, all that kind of stuff, and maybe even my YouTube channel now. Like it's just like, if anything, it makes me more thankful for the Fruit Nation community that has umbrella down to Booty Nation, Salt Nation, and all that kind of stuff, that you guys support us with subscribing to the Patreon, which I think Patreon only takes like maybe 10% or something like that. I'd have to go in specifics, but it is not even near what Twitch takes from us. And especially Twitch takes from Mr. Fruit and Blue, for example. Twitch is not what it used to be. And I know you can say that for a lot of things as things grow and stuff like that, but it's such a shell of itself, dude. As soon as like my partner manager was like, yeah, actually we think you'd be better for the 24 hours 7 like streamer like help service, I was like, oh, fuck off. Like I get it, like whatever. So this is what the email they sent out will say to people who are impacted. Hello, username. You're receiving this email because you are a Twitch partner on an agreement with the premium subscription terms, aka 70-30. As a streamer on these premium terms, you've had a vital role in helping us make the service that it is what it is today. We're grateful for the communities you've built and your impressive history on Twitch, so we've taken extra care to make sure these changes are fractionless as possible. Based upon your revenue over the last 12 months, your subscription earnings may be impacted by this change. So that's what, like, I think a lot of people think that if you have 70-30, you're just at 50-50, which I don't think is the case. I think the case is once you make $100,000 annually, then you're at 50-50. Which, in all honesty, if I made $100,000, cool, whatever. Like, I just made 6 figures playing fucking video games on Twitch, and now I'm only gonna make, instead of $350 per sub, I'm only making $250. Sure, like that's fine with me. But then again, I don't have 7 houses, 7 cars, and all that kind of stuff that I have to keep up with that 20% share type of thing. So it says in here, we'll continue to offer you 70% subscription revenue share for all subscription tiers up to the maximum subscription revenue of $100,000 annually. For subscription revenue in excess of $100,000, your sub revenue shares rate will default to the standard partner rate of 50% for tier 1s, 60% for tier 2, and 70% for tier 3. The fact that they take $70 or 70% or 30% of tier 3 subs is just insane to me. Like, those are people who don't want to support Twitch more. They want to support the Twitch streamer more. You know what I mean? So if anything, this tells you guys, cancel your Twitch subscriptions and just donate to your favorite streamers directly to their PayPal or stuff like that. Like, those don't get cut. So if that's truly like what you worry about, that you want to support your favorite Twitch streamers as much as possible, donations are still a thing, thankfully. So you can go and do that. So it says for subscription revenues in excess of 100K. Okay, I already did that one. The 100K USD threshold will be calculated over a 12-month period starting from your annual agreement renewal date. The 100K USD threshold will reset on that day of the subsequent 12-month period and each 12-month period thereafter. So what I'm worried about is they see that I'm 70-30 and I don't make 100K. So they default me to 50-50, but I don't think that's what they're saying. That's like my worry in this. Because I tell you what, if I'm at 50-50, YouTube is looking a lot nicer.
The natural like jumping point from this is right. All the streamers who make like absurd amounts of money, who are now going 50-50, right? You know, the streamers that literally make millions of dollars a month, you would think the natural step now is, okay, so now that those streamers aren't making as much above the 100K threshold, now we can actually offer 70-30 to every streamer and just have this cap in place. So just have this cap naturally in place. Okay, so if you make above 100,000, now you only make, the 50-50. We do this so we can offer the 70-30 to all streamers consistently. That's not gonna happen. That's definitely not gonna happen.
You are preaching. That is literally like my question. It's like, okay, you cuckold the top 1%. Okay, why not help?
Eat the rich. Let's get it.
You need grassroots streamers. Like, believe it or not, you do. Like, we may just be cogs in the wheel to them, but I think it may be just because I'm a cog. I think we play an integral role in the Twitch ecosystem, I believe. I believe smaller streamers do. The biggest part of the ecosystem is the viewer, and they're fucking over the viewer first. Like, that's my whole thing here, is that I'm upset for the viewers that are now going to be bombarded with more ads and all that kind of stuff. Like, I can't tell you how often I hear, like, oh, Rob was trying to talk to me and then I got a 60-second ad. It's like, I didn't sit there and go, an ad. Like, it's something that just Twitch does. Like, I don't get a choice. So yeah, that's the revenue stream drama, I would say. And then I think that kind of wraps up the Rob's Corner. Do you have anything to add to the revenue thing, Mr. Fruit? As a YouTuber yourself, are you thinking about maybe just streaming on YouTube at this point?
I mean, streaming for me is not great either way. Actually, MTash made a good video on it recently. He just pushed like a little 6-minute thing on Twitter, but it's like, if you can, just like that, like if you were to spend 200 hours streaming to get that bonus, but instead spend that 200 hours on YouTube, 99% of the time, you'll come out way better on YouTube. It just doesn't make sense. That they just don't give respect to most of their creators. And that's just it. It's like the ad revenue too is also, if you average concurrent of 100 viewers, which by the way immediately puts you like top like 5% at least, I think, of streamers.
5% per streamer, like at least.
So that's even to just apply for that thing. I think it's pretty bogus. Granted, YouTube has always taken 50-50, but still way better than Twitch. As far as switching live stream platforms and stuff, I haven't put too much thought into it yet, but I wouldn't. Like, if I wanted to switch to YouTube, it wouldn't really tear me up. I'd be like, okay, we're just swapping.
Yeah.
It's just easier to stay on Twitch right now.
Yeah. So the day may come. And it may come sooner rather than later. Especially too now because they're finally updating YouTube so that your homepage will now be split into different tabs. So you'll have videos tab, shorts tab, and a live tab.
Yep.
So right now it's all housed. And that's the problem too, is putting shorts. Someone clicks on videos, it's all mingled in with everything.
Just, no sorting, yeah.
So That might actually be really good for some channels, and I might
That
mess
would be
around
great.
with it.
The live and video tab alone will be like a huge boon. And so it's taken YouTube way too long to like get such a simple thing, but once you get that, and again, discoverability, once you have an actual live tab on YouTube, once you have an actual way to like directories, like, oh, let's look at the Destiny directory today, who's streaming Destiny on YouTube, then it's like, peace, Twitch.
Yeah. Once that gets just a little bit better, that's the only thing I think it's kind of lacking right now, and I know they're working on it. And once they get there, I don't
Which
really
they
know.
will eventually, because
Oh,
they keep
100%, yeah.
creeping on Twitch and
It'll get there.
poaching
Twitch keeps doing this.
streamers, and they know they're gonna get there eventually. It just
Well, and like this, just like what I said, like affects their big streamers, which are gonna be like, okay, I'll just go to YouTube, which like 80% of my community will come there, or like 60%, and I'll continuously make hundreds of thousands of dollars and not have to lose 20% of that. You know what I mean? So maybe it's a good thing, and maybe I can become the Twitch master.
Please do.
No, this shit sucks. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just-
like.
L after L.
But speaking of that, I will be at TwitchCon, so
Whoop whoop.
Sydney and I will be there. I don't know if I'll actually go to the event. I bought a 3-day pass, so maybe I'll go down for one day, walk around, look at the art. Oh, that's cool. Leave. You know, I don't think
Wow.
like you need to be there for more than 3 days unless you love streamers. But I will be having like a Voodoo Ranger type of meetup party type of thing that I had at last TwitchCon, which is all I really care about, you know, is just meeting the people and stuff like that. So yeah, Twitch sucks. Maybe one day you'll see us all on YouTube streaming.
I'll make it
It'll
easy
be
for you guys too.
Yeah.
One less website barrier to entry. That would be pretty sick.
I just
I
don't
know,
get
like, for me, more people might tune in just because.
like what do you think Twitch's
people don't know.
reasoning behind this is though? Like
They
truly,
want
like
more margin.
Yeah.
As in peak Amazon fashion, the profit margins are the most important thing, especially the Bezos man up there. It's like,
But
yeah,
my
we
thing is like you're already making like billions of dollars. Like
cool.
why?
Cool. How can we make that an extra billion, 2 extra billion, 3 extra billion % here and there away from the creators? Easy peasy.
It's crazy. It just sucks, dude. It just really sucks.
That's just
Like,
how business works in this day and age. Unfortunately, we are in late stage unregulated capitalism. That there's nothing stopping them from doing these things ethically. Yeah, it's like, wow, what the fuck? But like legally, what's stopping them?
the shit that pisses me off is like this is expensive to run. Like, yeah, YouTube runs YouTube. Like, you know how expensive it is to run YouTube and how much memory they're taking in with just some fucking 12-year-old uploading them riding a roller coaster on their Mac? Like, you know, like all the way from that to PewDiePie uploading a video. You know, like how expensive that is, and they're still able to offer everybody that makes YouTube partner membership type of thing 70-30. Like there's no excuse. There's no excuse other than corporate greed. Like there's no reason for it other than they just see viewers and they just see streamers as dollar signs.
And the only reason it works on YouTube is because one, Google has like a history of like trying to bring down the standard for the purpose of being competitive in that market, because Google's too big to fail most of the time. Rip Google Plus. But was it Google Plus? What was it? It was that one that they tried to do social media Google.
They did?
Yeah, I think it was
Google-
Google Plus.
Google.
Because I remember, like, I had to, like,
Yeah, Google
connect
Plus.
my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Google Plus. But for the most part, especially YouTube is the peak too big to fail. And so it's like, if Google can be like, yo, we have everything you want, come over to YouTube Live, then they'll do that. And Google, luckily, because they are just so fucking massive, will rarely do the pop the Twitch Amazon profit margins thing. I mean, especially Google Fiber, like, not saying Google is a saint by any means, they're a corporation by every other place, but especially like you look at Google Fiber, it's like you wonder why internet is so good, has gotten so exponentially better in America over the past couple of years. Google Fiber saying, "Hey, there's literally no reason for you guys to charge this high, so we're just gonna come in and fuck your shit," and it
other
forces
people
them
have
to.
compete.
If it's like, well, shit, everyone's just gonna buy Google Fiber if we don't lower our shit and increase our speeds. So it's like
Yeah, pretty much.
Google does like to force people's hands, not necessarily because they're good people, but because, hey, Google's doing shit you guys aren't. What's up? Fuck with us.
Yeah, just a real shitty time on Twitch. So if there's creators that you really like that are like worrying about this stuff, use that donation link and let them know that if they do switch and stuff that you'll be there. Because at the end of the day, I think over streamers and content creators, this affects the viewers the most. It affects how much ads they're going to be watching, their viewer experience, and it's just going to pull viewers away from Twitch, which in turn hurts the streamer. I hope I'm wrong about this, but if Twitch ever takes away Twitch primers, that's it. But because at that point, it's like, hey, if we take away Twitch Prime subs, look how much revenue we'll be able to make. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I feel like, the next domino to fall.
I don't think they would do that. If they do, someone needs to be fired. But I think that's too strong of a thing they got going. That would be true idiocy. So you should be safe. Twitch primer should be safe, man. But then again, who really knows?
Any other things we want to touch on before I got us on to Q&A?
I think that's pretty much it, boss.
Oh, House of Dragons banging real quick. Did you watch it yesterday, Mr. Fruit?
I did.
Banging, right?
We do like House of Dragons.
Do you guys like it better than season 1 of Game of Thrones?
No.
It's hard to say.
Is good.
Yeah, well, first off, I would need the season to finish.
Of course.
Before I can
They can still fuck
judge.
it up.
And also, I haven't seen the first season of Game of Thrones in 10 years or whatever. 9, 8, whatever it came out. So, to like properly compare, I would probably have to go back and watch. But it's solid. Like, it's good. So.
Yeah. Rings of Power, still enjoying?
I am. A lot of people are complaining it's a slow burn. A lot of build up. Well, I'm like, screw it, dude. Give me more.
Well,
See,
I'm not as critical of Rings of Power because this is exactly how every Lord of the Rings anything starts. Is they spend a lot of time on exposition, probably too much, but they do that so they can later hit you with the good
payoff.
sauce. I mean, I think every Lord of the Rings has extremely slow start from my experience. So I could be wrong and it turns out like poopy, but for now it's like I'm just enjoying the nice long exposition.
Yeah, for me though, it's also just like I like Lord of the Rings in the world, so like I'll spend more time in it. I don't really care.
It's just fun. It's
Yeah.
just good. You know, my fantasy fix without like using brain power. And honestly, that's where I thrive. You know,
It's a nice
the political
shift
stuff
from
does
Game
get a
of Thrones.
little. Yeah, the political stuff just does get a little too heavy on my.
It does. It can be exhausting. Can wear
Yeah,
on you.
exactly.
So that's
Sometimes I
why.
feel like a good fantasy adventure, you know, without the moral gray area. Everything's morally gray.
Sometimes it's nice to be like, that's a good guy, that's a bad guy.
Exactly, like that. I don't watch Dragon Ball Super for the politically moral gray shit.
Yeah.
All right, if you ask me Dragon
Well,
Ball or Game of
Goku has
Thrones,
some interesting political viewpoints. I mean,
Yeah. You asked me Dragon Ball or Game of Thrones. I'm picking Dragon Ball every single time, baby. But I do appreciate what Game of Thrones brings. One of my favorite shows ever before season 8. But like just different genres, different well, not necessarily different genres, but different approaches that lead to the same serotonin. So
And I could always use more of that.
We'll do our first question here from Mark Risset. Says, what is y'all favorite styles of game? I.e. first or third person shooter, real-time strategy, top-down shooter, etc. Oh man, as I get older, I love auto chess. I think like auto chess is slowly turning into like one of my like favorite kind of genres, honestly.
It's just so nice because it's mechanically it's not there. It's casual. I would say probably. I mean, I literally play everything under the sun, and it's not even like, well, my favorite game, because like one of my favorite games is a MOBA, another one is an auto battler, another one is a roguelike, another one is a looter shooter, another one is like an arena FPS. So I don't really have a favorite. I'll play whatever, but if I had to choose, probably roguelikes.
yeah, I'm a full MMORPG frog now. It's why I like Destiny, the RPG and MMO elements. It's why I love Final Fantasy. It's the peak MMORPG right now. So it's like,
I'm telling you though, Lord's gonna have to help me because every day I come closer to booting New World back up.
don't do it, boss.
I watch Goth play it every now and then. It looks not bad.
Well, there's been like year quality updates, and I know next month the first expansion drops.
I don't even remember where I left off in that game.
Well, for you, you could probably continue your character, but if you made a new one, that's one of the things they're doing is they're more than having the experience needed to go from 1 to 60. And then they're changing the way you level. Like there are no longer town quest boards that give XP. Like that's not going to be a way to level up anymore. Instead of just farming that endlessly. So
I think I got to like 49 or 50 or something like that before I like called it quits. Cause like that 50 to 60 grind is real.
Well, it was like around 35. You hit a wall.
When it became real, yeah.
And then the problem too was there wasn't much. There was nothing different from 35 to 60, which is why the grind too was just very monotonous. But me, Unga Bunga, it was like that weird zombie grind, like sick, dude. Like
I think I did this like one quest where it was like I ran from a town, ran across a bridge, killed some alligators or something like that, grabbed a chest, ran back, and then just ran that like continuously for like 5 hours. Blemish says, y'all gonna be in the next blockbuster film? Who is the celebrity you are starring with and why? Ooh,
Ryan fucking Reynolds, baby.
So you and Ryan Reynolds causing ruckus, huh?
That's my hall pass, dude.
Who am I starring with? Is that it?
Yeah, who you starring with?
That's a good question. Let's think.
Like, who do I want to act alongside with? Like, I would love to work alongside with Anthony Hopkins. Like, somebody old like that is like an OG, like, great actor kind of guy. I think Anthony Hopkins would be my choice.
The first one comes to mind would be Tom Hardy.
That'd be cool.
And we'll do whatever.
Tom Hardy would be sick.
He's a great actor.
Like, that's just first one comes to my
mind. Ricardio, if y'all were told you had to break a world record before you died, what record would you go for it? Or what would be the easiest one to do for you to do?
Probably how many eggplants I could shove up my ass. I feel like that'd be pretty easy. I don't know. I don't think I could beat any world record.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think I possess any sort of anything that could. I would have to go find the most obscure dumb world record. Which,
yeah,
like,
same.
The most amount of times someone has hopped on 1 foot within a 5-foot radius while wearing a top hat and
And reading
singing.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, like reciting the alphabet, something like that. I feel like that's the only shot I would actually have. Because if not that, I got nothing.
Maybe I would just do like the longest, like the longest like basketball shot, you know, or like the longest drop one, and just stand on a dam and just like have tons of balls and just drop them. And
But they already did that
eventually-
on Hoover Dam.
Well, I'll do it on Everest.
Checkmate.
Midi Fresh says, "Hey gang, long time enjoyer, first time questioner.
Ooh,
For Mr.
welcome.
Fruit, what happened to your clip/short channels? I find myself wasting time on YouTube Shorts, maybe a little too much, and I'd love to see some fresh Dream Team content on there. And a related question for Rob. I remember you talking about GG Easy content on TikTok. Any thoughts about cross-posting those to YouTube? Apologies if these have been answered before. Keep up the great work." I'll start real quick. I actually don't want to post it to the main channel of GG Over Easy for like clips and stuff like that. I want to put them on shorts, and I need to learn how to do that. So I want to post those to shorts rather than on the main channel, like as content video itself.
Well, that's what you do. You literally, if I'm not mistaken, you literally just put #shorts in the description or something.
Oh, really?
And it just changes.
And it okay. Well, then
as long as
I
it's,
didn't know how to do it.
As long as it's less than a minute. I mean, I'll help you just double check. But yeah, I think as long as it's less than a minute, and then you put like #shorts, it'll just
there you go.
boop.
Well, there you go. I'll start uploading them then, because I did upload like 3, and then I was like, I really hate just uploading clips onto like the main channel as like a source video. If I could put them as shorts, I feel like 1, they do a lot better, and 2, it would give the podcast a lot more, like, you know, branch it out a little bit more.
As far as my clips channel, oh gosh. Problem was it was hard taking time to edit clips into shorts to upload onto another channel, because the problem was I don't really know what to do with my clips/shorts, because the same problem my main channel has is shorts usually do well on channels because they are about a certain thing. Like you'll go to a channel and find shorts about a specific topic or specific game. Problem, same thing with my clips channel, was it was just anything, and bad for discoverability these days. People don't know what to expect. So I was like, I don't know what to do with my clips channel. I don't know what to do with my main channel right now. So the problem would be is like, it would have to be a channel dedicated to like Destiny clips, which I just don't do enough of that. Or like a lot of the clips people do for that is like, here's a video on buy this from Zur, or like
Bungie finally did this.
Yeah, like reading the TWAB, look at this thing, and I just don't really do that content. So if I found a way to make it work to do shorts of variety content, maybe, and then I'll upload back
losing
there.
his sanity.
Yeah, but that's also kind of the problem is, I already have a problem remembering the current channels I'm juggling, and it's a lot. So it's not out of the question, especially once they change it so that videos and shorts are separated. I might try it out, just because that was part of it too, is I hated how it looked and people clicked, and then so many different forms of content that people are confused about. And, yeah. So it's not out of the question.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start getting on those shorts then when I get back on from vacation, because Glitchy edits our TikToks, which are really nice. And then I can just have him send it to me, and I can just upload it to YouTube. Because I wanted to throw it as a YouTube short, because I feel like YouTube shorts do a lot better on terms of like as set alone clips and stuff like that. Because what I want to do is try and like have it be like almost like what you see with like Tom Segura's podcast. I'll be like having a conversation, it'll be like a funny moment, and then it'll cut to like what the podcast is called and where to find it and stuff like that. So that's what I more so want our short clips to be, rather than just like a clip from a podcast. Zoes says, "Hey guys, question for Fruit. Since you have watched Fairy Tale, have you seen Eden's Zero or read the manga? If so, what'd you think of it? It's pretty damn good in my opinion.
I have not. I'll have to look that up. I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, Eden's Zero.
Yeah, I see it here. I'll have to look into it.
Dark Side says, question since I've gotten my girlfriend into Harry Potter movies. Have any of you ever taken the Pottermore quiz to figure out which house you belong to? If not, house would you choose? Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, or Ravenclaw?
It's been a while. Claire made me do it way back when, before I even really knew Harry Potter. I think I got Hufflepuff.
That's like
Yeah.
the smart house, right?
Yeah,
Or
I
is that
think so. And I
Ravenclaw?
think she made fun of me or something.
I think I'd probably be Slytherin. Like they'd probably the hat would see the rage that's inside of me. Yeah, you're trying to do your parcel tongue, but your mic's not capturing it.
It is cabin. I love me some some
Parcel
tongue. I might sway that way just for
I
that.
also do like snakes too. Like, I think snakes are misunderstood.
What's the weed? What's the weed? What's the weed house? Everyone's like,
Of
oh, it's
all-
just a bunch of stoners.
Of all the houses, name them again.
Hufflepuff,
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw, Slytherin, and Gryffindor.
I feel like
Yeah, I thought Hufflepuff
Gryffindor.
was like the stoner one.
No, I feel like that'd be Gryffindor. Maybe I'm getting confused.
Gryffindor is the hero one. There's no way that's a stoner
Yeah,
one.
but well, aside from your pro tag, everyone else is forgettable. You know. I think one of those though, Hufflepuff or Gryffindor would probably be the.
I'm pretty
lead
sure
one.
last time I took it, I was Hufflepuff, and
Hey,
everyone of my friends was like,
fellow
"Lamau."
puffer, let's go.
Well, I think that's what I remember. I think I was like, "Oh, I'm Hufflepuff." And they're like, "Yeah, you fucking stoner," and I was like, "Oh, is that what that means?"
Yeah, God.
We got a question here from Fenrir. It says, would you guys mind if I DM'd you some photography over Twitter or something and get some feedback on it? Yeah, Fenrir, you can send it over on me on Discord and I'll do that. Crazy Yogi. Hope y'all doing good, homies. What's one of the most interesting / crazy rabbit holes you've come along through recently?
Oh man,
Oh, dude, do you want to go first, Blue?
I'll make mine quick.
Okay.
I have gotten so far deep into like disaster videos where it's like just in general, there's so many channels that like focus on like talking about like just disasters or like massive accidents,
Oh,
whether it's like like the Challenger disaster or like diving disasters.
Do you follow the subreddit Catastrophic Failure, Blue?
oh, buddy.
I
I'll
don't think
take
so.
that
No,
shit.
You should. That's a great like rabbit hole to go down to.
I should watch that one. I'm gonna I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna go peep that Reddit. But yeah, I don't know, just like fucking disasters, catastrophes, accidents that lead to like huge just incidents. Like I've just like been on a huge rabbit hole of those. So that's my current if I'm not doing anything, I'll watch just videos of that.
So when I was in like middle school,
When I
and
was
really got the horns of the internet, like really got it. I got in this weird
Couple ways
rabbit
this could
hole
go.
of like shock videos and like gorecore. And recently, I don't know if you guys follow the subreddit like Ask Reddit, but it was an Ask Reddit, and it was like, "What's the most disgusting thing you've seen on the internet?" And I was like, "Well, So
Bet.
I just went through like the comment section, and like anything that they said, like this, I like look it up. Like,
I'll be the judge of. Oh my.
Oh,
Let me tell you, bros, the Mexican cartel.
they're fucked up.
They're
fucked up.
dude, they are like, I went in like this whole like gorecore thing, bro, and like I don't do well with gore and blood and all that kind of stuff. Like the shit that I saw the Mexican cartel be doing, dude, wild.
They be acting up.
So I guess that is the rabbit hole. I got into this weird rabbit hole at like 2 a.m, like 5 days ago. Sydney's in bed and I'm just like Funky Town. I'm like, What is that?
Go.
Don't look that up.
Um,
And if you do, you didn't hear it from me.
I don't. I guess I don't go down many rabbit holes. I mean, like the most recent one would be the Twitch drama.
That is a pretty big rabbit hole though. Recently.
Yeah, because like I kind of think of it as like, oh, I'm kind of doing something, and then I get lost. And like the Twitch drama, is like, wait, what's happening? And it's like, oh my god. And then it's just like, and then this leads to this, and then this leads to this. But otherwise,
yeah,
I'm trying to.
Got a question here from Captain Chingo. Says, hey guys, long time listener, first time question. Watched Edge Runners after the podcast, and man, as someone who doesn't watch anime, this shit was bussin'. Was wondering if Rob and Blue got a chance to watch it yet, and what are your guys' thoughts? Also, Fruit Summit, back to Back Nine's Mr. Game and Watch from Dado, is still the greatest shit ever known to man. I agree, it is this crazy. That is like the most hype moment I think I've had.
That shit was hype as hell.
Would have been impossible to top. Can't.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
It's busting, like you said.
I literally, after the podcast, Mr. Fruit talked about it. I literally started streaming. I didn't get off till like Sunday night.
Well, they'll be busting. So,
have you watched it yet, Blue?
Watch what again?
Edge Runners.
Cyberpunk. Edge Runners.
Cyberpunk
No,
anime.
I keep hearing such good things about it. So like, I'm probably gonna do it sometime this week.
You should.
Dork was like raving about it.
If you commit to it, it's less than like 3.5 hours. You know, you can just. Bop.
Yeah. Dork has just been like, yo, this shit fucks, and I was like,
they do.
Guess I'm gonna have to give it a try.
They do that.
Spectral says, sup guys, so do you have any specific music that really gets you up and taking the day by the throat? Like what really pumps you up? For me, it's either rock, like Smash Into Pieces, or Ashes to New, or weirdly enough, power metal, like Sabaton, Powerwolf, or Glory Hammer. I go through waves. I go through waves with music. So like, about a month ago, I was on my pop punk bullshit. This month, I was on my trap, let me kill you type shit. But this month, I feel like, or like yesterday, I was in Petco. You guys ever have this happen to you? I was at Petco shopping for some food, and you know how like stores have like music playing on in the background? There was a song that my dad always used to play in the car rides onto like soccer games and stuff like that. And it like came on, and there's like this the song's called Voices Carry by, who's this by? Oh, come on. Voices Carry by Till Tuesday. And it has this weird guitar or like a the synthesizer kind of sounds like wow. It's like a cool ass sound. And I literally heard that while I was shopping. I literally just like sat there and like thought about being a little kid and stuff. And it was like boom, like it's just like a fever dream type of thing. So I've actually honestly been listening to all my dad's music. Cause just like classic rock, like dad music.
The classic dad rock.
Sure be
yeah, so like proud. I'm literally like on my dad rock bullshit right now.
He'd be like, that's Zip Zap.
Yeah, I don't really go through I don't really use music to pump me up. Usually music is just like my vibe. So I don't really get like fucking, whoa, fucking love, yeah, fucking cocaine, bitch. I don't really do that.
Yeah, problem is, I haven't listened to music, like sought out and discovered music in like 11 years, probably somewhere early high school.
Frank Sinatra breakcore remix.
Yeah, it's why all the songs I always sing, they're old. The only time I really listen to music is when I work out, and I think I've talked about it, but it's usually like Dragon Ball remixes. Those do get me pumped. So that's probably it.
Let me pull up the next one. Next question here is from I guess I'm I guess I me Van oh, I guess I'm Evan. Sorry, Evan.
He's like,
Hey
"Gah!"
dudes, this is less of a question and more of just wanted to hear your thoughts. Did you see the Saints/Bucks brawl than Mike Evans suspension? Yeah, I saw it.
I didn't. I
Uh,
heard about it though.
Mike Evans took a cheap shot on Marshawn Lattimore like he does every year, and now was suspended for a game. Basically, Marshawn Lattimore was talking shit to Tom Brady, and Mike Evans just comes out of no. Like, in helmets, like you can only see kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like talking shit to Tom Brady, and Mike Evans just comes out from here and just fucking blows him up, like totally after the play, and fight ensues, and it's crazy.
And it's just you get paid so much to just be so dumb. Like, come on, bro.
Next question here. In Rio 623 says, for someone who is sick of living in Florida, what are the pros and cons of living in Colorado? One of the few places in America I would consider moving if I had the chance. Thanks, guys. I actually did just see a stat today that Colorado is actually number 5 on the highest medium houses. Like, I think the
We're
medium
definitely getting up
house.
there.
I
This
think the
past like
medium-
5 years, 6,
Yeah.
7.
The medium household, like to buy here, I think is like $330,000, and that's just like the median. So one of the cons now is that Colorado's kind of getting very expensive to live here because Colorado's
Everybody
awesome.
be moving here.
Yeah, everybody's literally moving here. Like, the Colorado market stays hot. I mean, it won't stay hot forever, but, I mean. Depends. For me, Colorado has everything. If you're a homebody and you like to live at home, then you don't have to leave your home. Or like you like nightlife, well, guess what? You can go and hit some clubs up. Oh, you like the outdoors? Well, not only do we have great summer outdoors, we have the best, winter outdoors as well. Like, but just again, things are just really expensive. Like, I wouldn't say like California level expensive or like
It's getting there though.
it's definitely starting to get up there though, which for me is crazy to see.
Most days of sunshine though in America. So if you like the sun.
Yep, that is true. But
And
also
we
it's
get-
like a
we get-
bitter ass cold too. Like,
We get all 4 seasons.
yep.
One of the
I like that
seasons,
too.
winter, maybe stays around a little too long, but we do get all the seasons.
You know what's funny? You say the
Tap
sunshine
water's
thing.
delicious.
I remember when it's like in the middle of February, sun's blistering out. Like the sun's out and it's like 15 degrees. Like,
Pretty much.
I hate February, man.
We don't have hurricanes. So, checkmate, Florida. And if coastline continue to rise, you know what's not going to be underwater?
Colorado, baby.
Mile High, baby.
Yeah, but if the United States get nuked, Colorado is one of the highest targets on the list. So
Yeah, but see, I would rather that because then what? Nuclear fallout? I'm dead immediately. Sweet. I don't got to worry about it. I won't know what that world looks like.
That actually that's a positive thing.
Yeah, I'd be like, if it's gonna happen, hit us first, man. Like, let's just get this over with.
Crystal says, "What's your weirdest roommate story or house guest story?" I mean, I think I've told the story about my roommate that was like schizophrenic and tried to kill himself while we were at like a party, and like I came home. Long story short, I think I've told this once before, but I had a roommate. He moved in and was about our roommate for like a week. But he did like weird stuff, man. Like he would like drink excessively. And then like there was one night Wes caught him trying to like headbutt like the window screen that like, cause we lived on the 3rd floor of an apartment. Or I think it might have been the 4th floor. 4th or 3rd floor. I don't really remember. But he would like try and bang his head through the like thing. And then Wes had like a prescription to like all kinds of pills because Wes was a drug addict. So Wes had like pills to like Oxycontin and like Adderall and all that kind of stuff. And the guy who we lived with was trying to like steal Wes's pills and like those pills with alcohol. And then there was one night where this guy like was freaking us out, so we all hid in Heron's room, and the dude was like banging on Heron's door. Dude was lighting cigarettes in our house. Like I have a Colombian flag somewhere in storage, and he was like smoking a cig in my room as I was like playing Destiny 1. I'll never forget this. He was smoking a cig in the house. Like I almost said his name. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, put that out. And he goes, okay. And like was kind of fucked up. So he's like stumbling out of my room and falls on my bed. And they like that cigarette puts a big ash mark on my Colombian flag. So, and I could never get it out. So my Colombian flag just had this big ash mark from this weird fucking guy. And then like 2 days later after that, his like sister comes to visit. He was like from California, and his sister comes to visit, and she's like, "Oh my god, like you guys are so awesome. Like he's told me everything you guys have done for him. Like you guys are the best." I was like, "This dude just sleeps all fucking day," and I've said maybe like 5 words to the guy. Like, sure, whatever, lady. So I was like, "Yeah, like for sure." And then like that night, I came back to the apartment, got back from a party, sat in my room to watch some South Park before I go to bed. Then I got a call from Heron going like, yo, he just tried to kill himself. Cops are coming up to our room right now. Hide as much stuff as you can. I was like, what? And like on cue, bro. Bang, bang, bang. Door opens. Cops everywhere. Graph bong just sitting on the kitchen counter, bro. Like, big old graph bong made from like a 2-liter Pepsi bottle that had like a car, like little carburetor thing in it. So you pull it. Oh, it was the best, man. College was sick. Didn't graduate ever and was in debt by about $25,000, but hey, we paid it. We ended up paying it. So the cops like go around like our apartment, and like Wes is in bed. So the cops like bang on Wes's bed to like get him up. Wes finally wakes up, and so the cops like basically interrogate us, dude, like as if we had like done something bad. And then about 20-30 minutes into the interrogation, the property manager walks in because it's like an apartment, and like the police chief walks in, and the police chief goes like, "We've ruled out foul play, like you guys can like go now." And Wes is like, "You think we killed our fucking roommate?" And they're like, "We don't know, see ya." And I was like, "All right, well, at least we didn't get in trouble for the grav bong." And then Wes and I were like, or I think Heron was there too at this point, because Heron wasn't allowed to go up into the room because like police like had like not blocked off everything apparently. So me, myself, and Heron, me, Wes, and Heron go into like the guy's room, and all we see in his, like, you know, when you move into like a college apartment and they have just like kind of like, it's just like a barren room with like desk, bed, like small refrigerator, you know.
Yeah.
It was like that, just barren. And the only thing that was on there was like a yellow like notebook that had like 90 pages in it. And we open it, and it was like on left side it would be like, you need to go to the hospital. On the right side it'd be like, no, you're okay, like you're fine. On the next page it's like, no, like something's really wrong with me. Then on the next page next to it would be like, no, like you're fine. And it would not, and it would, and like on the left side it was like written like in between the lines, like really nice, like a human was writing it. And on the right side it was like manic, like someone looked like they were like holding a pencil like this, and like it was scary as shit. So yeah, that's my roommate experience.
What was the original question? Crazy roommates?
Yeah, crazy roommate story.
Freshman year was my best friend Corey. Really chill. Nothing happened. Then lived in the house with my younger brother. He was a freshman, I was a sophomore, and then some of his friends. They kind of got up to some stuff, but by that time I was balls deep in Mr. Fruit. I just stayed in my room. Yeah. Lord only knows what could have happened. And I would have just, been mid-recording, dude. Hey, for the content, can't stop. So, And after that, I live with my wife. So
Easy.
yeah,
And she's
Nothing.
perfect. Like she's perfect. Like
it's best. So I don't.
Yeah, I've never directly lived with a roommate, so
I mean that one story you have, Blue, where they tried to murder you.
that was
Th-
that wasn't my roommate though. That was just
Yeah.
happened to be at a
Roommate's
friend's
friend.
place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I've
it's
never really
boring.
had like a. I don't really like roommates. Got to be on my own.
Also, Rue says for Midafruit, I'm about halfway through my ketamine infusions for depression treatment. This was recommended to me by my doctor. My doctor father. I'm not a copycat, I swear. I know you talked about your first couple of times on the pod before, but I was wondering how the rest went and if you felt any long-term effects. Also, any tips for existing rest of the day post infusion? I always feel omega drained, so if there's a hangover cure you found, let me know.
So for starters, the infusions after the first couple, finished them out. Long-term benefits, none. I'm a part of the rare, also resistant to ketamine treatments, so unluckers there.
You tried.
Yeah, but I tried,
NT.
and that's what I wanted to say. Is like at the very least, I want to be able to be like, well, I've exhausted most of my options. It wasn't from a lack of trying. But from all that, I found a therapist at that place, and I really like my therapist, so it wasn't a loss at all.
That's nice.
But as far as post infusions on the day, GL, for me it was apparently especially rough. I think I talked about it. I didn't handle well. But what we did specifically is I did an IV infusion right after. So they just did a water drip. That immediately hydrated me, helped a whole bunch. And then before, now granted, this was because I was struggling with like the nausea, dizziness, couldn't move for like 5 days. They gave me, I can't remember the name of, it's like an anti-nausea motion sickness thing. I think it starts with an R. You could probably ask the nurses there. They might have a couple different ones. But I did that right before, like in with the injection, and then an IV. Like literally, as soon as it runs out, they just hook up a water drip, and as I'm coming out of it, it was already like halfway, and I felt the first time we did it, it was like miles difference. So that would be the biggest thing to see if they just do a little water IV. But I wish you luck as well, and I hope it's going well.
Orange with the last question says, "Hey all, Final Fantasy 14 question for Blue.
Yes!
Since the tier has been out for a bit now, I'm wondering how your feelings are for the fights this tier. Also curious on your opinions on the juicy drama with P8s. Is thanks again. Love the podcast.
It's an okay tier. I would say the first fight is probably the best fight of the tier. The carbuncle, really fun fight. P6, fucking one of the most boring savages I've ever played. P7 is cool because it's really creative, but man, is it slow until the last like 5 minutes or so. So, P8 is fine. As far as drama, I don't know. Is it like the DPS check drama, like with the? I'm assuming that's what it is, and how people are like the balance and stuff, and our job balance is really bad right now. On tanks it was especially egregious, but now it's not quite as bad because they fixed it. The DPS check in that fight was just absurd. It doesn't belong in a Savage. You have like some of the top dudes saying like, "Yo, this shit's like, what? Like, this shit is way overtuned," and it was very overtuned. So, especially for a Savage. So, yeah, I guess I don't know. I do believe it was overtuned. As a dude who did clear P8 week 1, right? So it's like, especially that DPS check, who did get that DPS check week 1, like who cleared P8 as part 1 the first week. It was like, bruh.
Bruh.
Why is a
Bruh.
Savage DPS check this tight? It like there's no reason for a Savage DPS check to be tight, if not tighter than an ultimate DPS
Tighter
check.
than War Priest?
War Priest is not a tight DPS check. You just have to not be silly willy banana splitty. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But I would say it's a similar experience of the DPS check. Well, the DPS check is because there's no ammo in FF. It's more like you can play perfectly and you might not clear. That's how tight the DPS check was.
Yeah.
And for that to be a savage just didn't make any sense. I mean, the fights are okay. P8S Part 2 is fucking boring. P8S Part 1 is a fun fight. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very okay tier, and our job balance it's probably the worst it's ever been since Stormblood. So we're in a weird middle area in FF right now. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. FF still bangs. This tier is okay. SC's doing some weird shit lately, so it is what it is.
And that will do it for the GG Over Easy podcast episode drama. Thank you guys all for listening to the podcast and hanging out. Appreciate all the reviewers. I did read a review in the intro, and I will continue to do that. We're gonna get back to that. So thank you guys all for listening. You guys can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite platforms.
The metaverse.
I will be at Disneyland this weekend, so if anybody wants to catch me at Disney, see you there. But if you're listening to this on Sunday, I was there on Saturday.
Ooh.
It's not Fast Pass anymore. It's called the Genie Pass. And you have
what?
you buy the Genie Pass with your ticket now.
I'm a genie in a
They've
bottle.
monetized Fast Passes. But then I watched this video. It's a really great YouTube video, like one of those YouTube essay videos, where it like talks about the history of the Fast Pass and the problem with the Fast Pass. It's a great video. It's like an hour and a half long, like just about Fast Pass. But if you ever just want to kill some time, you should watch it.
Yeah, I've been to the one in Florida once. I think it's the only Disney I've ever been to. And that was it. So, I wouldn't even really understand what they're talking about. But I know people like it, and I'm happy for them. And I hope you all have a great weekend. We will see you guys next Sunday. Doses.